If you're somebody invested in the CRO token or you're involved in the crypto.com space in any capacity, whether it's getting a ruby red card or above, whether it's getting involved in its DeFi, its NFTs, well, I can assure you that this video is for you. If you're someone who holds crypto.com token, if you're someone who's looking to get the CRO token, then this video is for you. In today's video, I'm going to be summarizing the Q1 of 2021 crypto.com AMA and dissecting the most important bits for you. All right, so it's really important that before you do make any calculated decisions to invest in a company like crypto.com, you need to know what is fundamentally going on with the company. So I'm going to be adding that value for you in today's video, so make sure to get the maximum out of this video. Do watch all the way to the end. And if you do enjoy the content at all today, please consider liking the video. It does really help the channel grow. Subscribe to the channel if you do want to see more content like this, and if you do like making money online through cryptocurrency. I also am going to be covering a lot of stuff about NFTs, the DeFi space, good altcoins to pick, just cryptocurrency in general and what it does mean to me and how you can make money in this space as an investor. That all being said, these videos are never financial advice, and I'm not your financial advisor. However, if you want to stay on board for the rest of the video, welcome. I am Satoshi Aoki, and I will now be bringing to you my summary of the Q1 crypto.com 2021 AMA. Let's crack into it.
Hey, Tina, how are you?
On ya, Chrissy. There's the Polish forehead.
Fantastic. And you have to be fantastic, especially if you consider, like last time when we spoke in December 2017 for our last year's final AMA, Bitcoin was at 22,000. The bull market was in kind of its early innings, but what Q1 we've had. It's not even finished yet, but it's absolutely amazing what we're seeing across the industry.
Incredible. It has been incredible and a pretty stable bull run.
One thing that I love about Chris Marslake straight off the bat is he is all about Team BTC, okay? He understands that BTC is the digital gold. He understands that BTC is the king of cryptocurrency and always will be, okay? He doesn't try to make you believe that crypto.com is some, coin that's going to come and kill kill Bitcoin, okay? Whereas a lot of these other companies, a lot of these other CEOs that bring out their altcoins, they're all about, our coin's better than Bitcoin, it's more decentralized, the blockchain is better, it's faster, it's this, it's that. All of these reasons, it's just complete nonsense. Anybody that comes out and says, our coin's going to be the new Bitcoin or the new something rather that will beat Bitcoin, I automatically will turn that straight off, okay?
If I do say so. The price has kind of hovered up there for a number of weeks, so fingers crossed.
Yeah, I think the nature of this particular bull run is slightly different, given the involvement of institutions.
Very different.
The expanding size of the market. You could see Mr. Michael Saylor completing his $1 billion Bitcoin bid, and people didn't even notice. His $1 billion is drowned in the liquidity that is in the market.
He's crazy, but good on him.
It's great to see. And our very own Crypto.com research team just released a report. I'm not sure if you guys have seen it. More than 100 million users in crypto industry globally. 106 is the number, so it's just phenomenal.
It's good.
Incredible.
And, it's incredible. It's I think for people who've been here for years, it's so gratifying to see this coming to fruition finally. And for us specifically, this week's announcements, we had several very large announcements, and just on the growth front, we doubled our user base in 4 months, 10 million users globally. This is just incredible to see, and sometimes
the user base doubling to 10 million, it's absolutely fantastic, but I guess it's a case of people using the app, but how many people are actually buying into the token? I mean, logically speaking, that should grow over time, and I think the fact still stands, that is a positive, okay? They've doubled their growth in such a short period of time. That's what I always said to you guys. I always said that crypto.com is an easier on-ramp versus a lot of these other apps for people getting into crypto.
Look at the dashboards, I can't believe my eyes, but the fact is that this is a result of a very strong conviction from our entire team about the impact that crypto will have on the world. And we've been building day in, day out through the whole bear market. So now we've been perfectly positioned to capture some of this incredible growth in the last few months. So it's super exciting to see.
Absolutely. And I think some of that, corporate balance sheet position just adds, confidence and credibility to all the hard work that everyone's been doing during this time, especially during the crypto winter of 18 months ago. Okay, so we've got so many questions from the community. Are you ready to get started?
Before we dig into the questions, because there are hundreds, I would like to just share with you guys some of my thinking regarding this week's announcements, because there were a lot. The growth number is one.
You tell her, Chris.
But
you tell her.
The acceleration.
You don't want to answer no questions.
You're seeing. We've now moved our target to hit 100 million users 2 years ahead of schedule. So we expect the platform to grow 10 times from here by the end of next year. And again, this is based on the user inflows that we're seeing. And the incredibly high growth of the platform as well as the industry as a whole. So it's
this isn't a surprise to me, guys. It's not a surprise that their user base is growing. Crypto.com got the best marketing in the entire crypto space, hands down, in my opinion.
On Monday, I wanted to share with you a little bit about our thinking, because a lot of people ask, why are we doing this and what's the rationale? And I think everyone needs to understand that this decision is driven by our beliefs and principles. Our purpose is, and the way why we exist, is to give everyone back the control of their data, money, and identity. And the decentralization is such a core concept of how we view the future that we simply have no choice. We just have to do it, because we couldn't credibly go out there and claim that we're building a fully decentralized network while holding 70% of the supply on our balance sheet.
Sure.
And again, today, if you look at the choices that users face, they can pick a decentralized network with extremely high fees, congested to the point of being unusable. Or they can go with fast networks with low costs that are known to be heavily centralized. So we think there is a third way. We think that you can operate as a decentralized network in a way that it's a technological breakthrough and allows for high speed and low cost, so that we can actually drive the adoption. And this is one of the core principles of Crypto.com. How do you build and by what principles you live? And it's not only about Crypto.org chain becoming decentralized. Even Crypto.com, we think you can maintain speed of innovation and building cool products for your customers while being regulated.
Yeah.
So there's the same thread here. You can choose to be a good actor. It takes longer. It's harder to build, but I strongly believe that in the end, good guys win. And it is possible to run a high-performance network that is decentralized, and it is possible to build a large-scale business that is innovative but regulated.
Yes.
So that's kind of my take on this.
As far as I'm aware, guys, he's talking about the Mainnet, which is meant to be going live at the end of this month. And when it is, we're going to be able to get that one-click delegation, 20% interest for our CRO to stake with no minimum amount. There's going to be two different ways to do it.
Topic. The other thing we announced, which is incredibly important, is
Mainnet is massive for Crypto.com.
Very exciting.
And we've been working on this for 2 years, right?
I know.
Absolutely can't wait for this baby to be out in the wild. And the first thing you should remember about this is, the numbers look great. We'll have a 100% decentralized network, 100% circulating supply, if you include the fees that are going to be distributed to the validators and people who delegate through one-click through DeFi wallet, right?
Yeah, that'll be me.
And 20% APY for people who do, so very, very attractive. And we think that with
so as you say, guys, 20% APY. I mean, look, yeah, like you said, it is attractive, and now that they've done the burn model and there is that limited supply on the CRO token, all in all, I think it's a positive thing, and I feel comfortable holding CRO.
with the scale of our ecosystem, we will attract hundreds of projects to build on top of Crypto.com chain across all verticals. There will be stable coins on it, AMMs, DeFi, NFTs, just basically every single thing. And we think that we are a very valuable partner, especially that we're on track to this 100 million user milestone. We will invest in leading projects to bring them on chain. We will fund startups that are in super early stages or incubate them through our project will be blockchain incubator and accelerator. Yeah. So we will make sure there is a tremendous level of activity, and you will see hundreds of projects on chain. So the numbers look good and the capabilities look great. So we just can't wait to start building on top of it.
Well, we've been the foundation for a strong ecosystem, as you said, for a number of years, and going back to slow.
So I'm talking about fundamentals, guys. Crypto.com, I've always enjoyed how they just continue to build fundamentals. Okay, so many people got caught up in what happened with the price action and MCO last year that they forgot that fundamentally there was still a lot of good stuff going on.
Just remember, grow from 10 million to 100 million users in 2 years. That's what we're working on. 100% decentralized, 100% circulating supply, and hundreds of projects building on chain. So there's a lot of excitement. I have never been more optimistic about this space, and I don't think that all of us we fully appreciate how lucky we are to be where we are today at this moment in time to witness this and be a part of this revolution. You see some of the smartest people in the world.
Are you proud?
Like, Elon. Buying 1.5 billion dollars worth of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I know a lot of you are too.
Naval Ravikant saying that he is one of the clearest thinker out there. He says that he wants to dedicate the rest of his career to cryptocurrency. I think this is a huge validation. We have the best, the best minds, the smartest people in the world entering this space, and we're just too lucky to be here.
Yeah,
we should appreciate it.
Well,
appreciate what you got, guys. Whether it's crypto, wife, kid, children, pets,
it's exciting to be part of the evolution of money and privacy and sovereignty. It's exciting.
Absolutely. All right, shall we hop into the quick questions? I'll try to go through it with you as quickly as we can, so we have enough time to jump on the Clubhouse, which will be my first time to be on the Clubhouse. So I'm quite excited about it.
You're going to be great, and our community is going to be kind. So
I know Clubhouse is trending, but I don't really know what it is.
So let's see about that.
We're not. I'm pre-warming the room here.
She's pre-warming it for him. She loves it.
Let's kick off with cards. Lots of questions about cards. So one of the most popular questions that we received was, will the CRO burn affect card rewards?
Oh no, absolutely not. We think the rewards work beautifully. They boost engagement. Having this beautifully crafted metal card in your wallet just creates such a powerful connection with the brand that we're super excited about growing this program further. Our card is by far the largest crypto card program in the world today. Nobody else comes even close. And we are going to roll it out
Can't argue with that.
for other regions. So I'm just super excited about doubling down and improving this product further.
Okay. So speaking of other regions, we had some questions around the world asking when Crypto.com Visa cards will be available in their countries. So in particular, Latin America, Middle East, Turkey, South Africa, Australia. Can you share a little bit about what our plans for?
Can already get a card in Australia. My mum's got a card.
Absolutely. All these are on the roadmap, and we are actively working on it. Australia, as you guys know, we have acquired an AFSO licensed entity over there. So
that's big.
This is probably going to be the fastest. Then you've got Latin America, where we are set. We're kind of already set up and we're working on it, so you won't have to wait for too long. And South Africa, we're already there. Middle East, we're setting up. Turkey and even Russia are in early stages too. So you will see this program being available pretty much in every market, bar maybe one or two.
Yay! Okay, what's the status of the Singapore license?
That's a tough one. I think if you look at the situation right now in Singapore, you can't really see these licenses being granted yet. So our expectation is that it will take substantially longer than we thought. And we've applied for both the payment license and the crypto license last year, but we expect this to take some more time. So please bear with us as we sort this out.
Yeah, indeed. I think we're seeing across the world that as regulators become more engaged and more educated, they have more questions. So things sometimes take a little longer than maybe we anticipated.
And I think there's also the element of do they really expect 500 applications, right? There's the element of workload here, right? And I think that nobody was ready for such enthusiastic response from the industry, if you will.
Absolutely, you're so right. Okay, so how about virtual cards? That's come up quite a lot, and
right.
Cards are questions around.
Be interesting to see how he answers this.
APAC
You know how much he loves a metal card.
Right. So virtual cards come first, and we are on track to do it in Europe in March. So guys, just a few more weeks, and this is
okay.
I think this is fantastic news because it improves customer experience greatly. You don't have to wait for your card to arrive. We've cut the backlogs down substantially by increasing the volume of card shipments.
Yeah, obviously that waiting time for the card is a big deal, having to wait between 1 and 3 months for one of these cards and not being able to use it, even in the virtual form, is, for sure there's going to be a setback and a reason why a lot of people don't get on crypto.com. So I think if they can address this and fix this up genuinely with the virtual card very, very soon, we're going to get a lot more users into the crypto.com debit card space and a lot more users holding CRO and supporting that price of the token.
It has to be more people on it, but with the virtual card, you basically get to use the product immediately, right? So it's a big win. Apple Pay and Google Pay, these processes take longer as there are third parties involved and nothing in the coming weeks, but we're actively working on these to make sure that you guys eventually get it.
Great. Okay. So lots of people are excited about Credit Power. Can you share the timing of when that will be available?
In my personal opinion, he wants to prolong the Google Pay and the Apple Pay just because, they've invested a lot of money in these metal cards, the marketing, right, the look, the aesthetics of the card. They want people pulling that card out when they're paying so other people can see it and ask questions, all right? You have no idea how many times I've been asked about my card when I paid with it, okay? So you can imagine that would be happening at scale, and that brings in, other people into the ecosystem. But if you just tap and go, you don't know, you don't see what card that person is paying with. So it's a bit of a catch-22 because at the same time, people also just want to use, Apple Pay. By the way, there will be a link for the Curve app, which is free for people in the EU and UK. Download that app. You'll be supporting the channel. Order your free Curve card, and you can actually attach your crypto.com card onto there, and you can use it just in the same way that you would have Apple Pay or Google Pay. And for 6 months free, you can choose particular specified merchants to get an extra 1% cashback onto your card as well. So make sure you do that.
And explain a little bit about how it's going to work.
Yeah, absolutely. So the first market is going to launch towards the end of the first quarter, so next month. And in Q2, we're going to attempt a more global rollout. Again, I want to make sure that everybody understands that different markets have different licensing requirements for this product. So keep it in mind, it's a complex rollout, and it's a first product of this kind that is going to run on Visa Network. I'm excited about it because essentially what it allows you to do is just hold on to your crypto forever. You can just keep it in the wallet, and you spend, we will pre-fund it for you. You don't have to sell your crypto to fiat in order to pay a bill when you're out and about.
I love this. I love it.
And we're going to price it extremely attractively. So it's a super friendly, super useful product for any cryptocurrency holder.
So just quickly on this, the idea being that you can hold your cryptocurrency on crypto.com as collateral, okay? So if you've got, so the thing is, right, the trouble with people holding crypto and needing to convert that into cash means that they're going to be missing out on potential crypto gains. Okay, so if you're holding BTC but you need some cash out to pay for something, then you have to sell that BTC to pay for your things in cash. Then you've got less BTC. BTC appreciates, does like a 20-30% in a year in value. Okay, you've missed out on those BTC gains. But if instead you're able to use your BTC as collateral, you're then able to pay just an interest rate of maybe anything under maybe 12%, I would imagine, is probably a rate that they're going for. You'd rather pay around 12% interest rather than lose out on 20 to 30% interest, okay? That's obviously a very just rough set of numbers that I've spoken about there, but it makes sense, okay? People don't want to sell their crypto, particularly their Bitcoin, if they don't have to. So this collateral service is freaking monstrous in my personal opinion, and it really holds a lot of weight, and I'm so freaking glad they're doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think we've been trying to really improve the way that people can use their crypto. But as some of these
I'm doing it with Nexo at the moment, okay?
It's difficult to want to part with them,
and it's
right?
Great.
And so being able to use them without needing to sell them, I think is pretty compelling.
It's very compelling. Thanks, Tina.
Absolutely. I mean, ideally, you should never sell your Bitcoin, like ever, right? So.
Ideally, you should never sell your Bitcoin. This man, I have to say, I have not watched this yet. This is like me watching it for the first time. I am loving that comment right there. You should never sell your Bitcoin. And I can't lie. I agree with him 100%.
So that kind of solves this problem in one way.
Fabulous. I agree. Okay, so now that the CRO price has increased, will the card staking requirement be lowered?
First of all, I never talk about price. Just want to make it clear. But we wanted to address the issue of market volatility. It goes up, it goes down, and we wanted to make it more predictable. So I think it was about 2 weeks ago we announced that in March we're going to fix the staking tiers in local fiat currencies.
Yeah.
So in dollars, euros, pounds, you name it, right? So this problem goes away, and it's going to be a very predictable staking level expressed in fiat terms starting from next month.
Okay. And do you have an update on white label cards?
Yeah, we had a lot of great conversations about it. I need to be careful not to disclose things that are...
Yeah, so just backtracking a tick there. So yeah, what he meant there for maybe some new users that are watching this video for the first time, basically at the end of this month, I think it's on the 27th of March 2021, instead of having to stake a certain amount of CRO, for example, you're going to have to actually pay a fixed amount of money in your fiat currency, okay? So I think, yeah, it's not a case of whether one's better or the other, but I think for people that are sort of, not... I think for people that don't have as much education in the crypto space or trading or potentially buying the dip and selling at the top, which is probably going to be most people getting into the crypto.com space for the first time, this is probably a positive thing overall for crypto.com.
They're not supposed to be disclosed yet.
Yeah.
We're waiting for one final infrastructure upgrade, if you will, before we start rolling these things out and moving forward with it. I will leave it at this. And we are again very excited about taking our entire infrastructure and working with partners to enable them to build business on top of what we've spent years building with a single API and a single contract, right? So this is a very important part of the future of crypto.com, and we're working on this hard. But again, these things rely on third parties a lot, so it takes time.
Awesome. Okay. All right, very important in my region, a question about re-enabling the GBP wallet. So previously we communicated that we're looking at Q1. Can we have an update on the GBP wallet?
Guys, I just want to make it clear that I know that this is every single week the top 3 issue in terms of number of requests. Mm-hmm. And we've been working super hard on solving this. And we are still on track to finish it within Q1. So by the end of March, you will have your GBP in and out back and your wallet back.
All right, so now this is not a problem that I face because I personally, I rarely do withdrawing cryptocurrency back into my actual bank, but when I do it, I set up Coinbase in 2017, so that is my fiat off-ramp, it's my fiat exit. But obviously I know that a lot of you people out there are going to be coming onto crypto.com as the only app that you've got, and you know, as someone investing in crypto for the first time, you kind of want to know that you can safely withdraw your crypto back into your bank. Psychologically, you just do. I know because I've been there before. And yeah, at the moment, for some reason, there's some. I don't know if I want to say trouble, but like you're not able to do that yet in the UK in terms of your GBP wallet back into your your British bank account, for example. But what you're saying here is by the end of March, they're going to have a fix for this, and you're going to be able to do it. So, guys, stop freaking out. People think, oh, it's a scam, and why can't you do it? And all this nonsense. Just chill, okay? Nobody said they were perfect, and again, they've got their reasons for why, okay? They're not trying to scam you. So just chill the F out and just wait, be patient, and yeah, you shouldn't want to be taking profits anyway, like anytime soon. So just chill, and you can test it out later at the end of this month. For people in the UK, of course.
It's unfortunate that it takes so long, but again, this is what happens when you're relying on third parties. And over time, how we're addressing these companies, we are getting regulated in multiple markets, and we'll just vertically integrate all this infrastructure. So we are in control of the user experience, and you can always rely on us to provide.
I just want to know about NFTs.
Robust, reliable service.
Indeed. Well, this one is one that I'm, equally working on as well. So, commitment to the community that we're doing everything we can.
Yeah, absolutely.
As soon as possible. Okay. So a few people have asked about customer service and why there sometimes has been a longer wait for response recently. Can you share our plan to address this?
That is a very gentle way to address this. So, Bitcoin all-time high and
customer service isn't that bad for the crypto space. It's not.
We basically doubled the size of our customer base in 4 months.
Yeah.
Resulted in long waiting times.
Mm-hmm. And the bull run.
Structure and the bull run. Right? Structurally, it's just impossible to fix without onboarding more CS agents. I mean, there's only as much as you can do with fixing some issues on the user interface or product or process. In the end, there's just the volumes are just insane, and we just need more people. And the problem with people is that they are not like AWS servers. You can't just spin them up, and auto scale, right? So we're hiring super aggressively. The company is today at about 900 people, and by end of March we'll be well above 1,000 to address this. And this is really painful, but I want everybody to be sure that our team is doing absolutely the best they possibly can, given the traffic numbers. And if you have an urgent issue, right, just DM me on Twitter or send me a message on LinkedIn. I'm very actively, doing my part of it by escalating these things to our team, and one by one we will take care of it.
Absolutely, agree. Okay, so let's move on to the next topic, which is the Mainnet launch and the 70 billion CRO burn. So a couple.
So look, guys, I know, there's a lot of issues with customer service out there with crypto.com. People, again, freaking out. It's a scam. They're not getting back to me. Just chill out, okay? What I would highly recommend, DM them. Get involved in their, active in their Telegram group, okay? DM some of the guys within their Telegram group, okay? The official Telegram, customer assistance in there. DM Twitter, give them a tweet Chris Marszalek, tweet crypto.com help desk, and also in-app, yeah? Bother the in-app chat. You got 3 avenues, all right? You got 3 avenues you can go through there. Make sure you're hitting up those avenues, all right? The more you can hit them up every 24 hours, the faster your issue will get escalated. So that's all you can do, and this is going to improve over time. So that's what you're left with, okay? All right, let's get on to Mainnet.
Deeper dive questions than you covered in your general announcement. So previously there were some concerns that a token burn could classify CRO as a security. So how has this been addressed?
True.
I have indeed seen this comment from one influencer online. And I think it needs to be stated clearly that there is a massive amount of difference between companies that tie token burns that are periodic to the performance of their business, be it tying it to 1/3 of their revenue or 20% of their volume, or whichever way you want to cut this cookie, right? You're creating an expectation that you're tying this to the performance of the business, and that puts you fair and square in the scope of security token.
Yeah.
And on the other side of the spectrum, you've got a situation where we've essentially burned the entire supply, and that actually lowers our risk because we are shooting for a fully decentralized network like Ethereum. So I view this move as one that lowers our overall regulatory risk in certain jurisdictions rather than the other way around. And I think people should be clear about that no two burns are equal, if you will.
Good. Okay. With the change from CRO chain to crypto.org chain, will tokens built on this blockchain need to be forked? Or to put it another way, how do we convert CRO ERC20 token?
Right, to the native chain, right? So we will announce a process for this in the next couple of days, so please stay tuned. But essentially, for a good while, these things will run in parallel, right? So if your favorite wallet supports the ERC20 version and you want to swap it first, you can keep it as ERC20. And if you want to migrate to the native Mainnet token, you can do so. And the great benefit of migrating early is that you will have this for securing the network as a validator, or as as a DeFi wallet user who just delegates to a validator. You can get this 20% APY, which is fantastically attractive. So I recommend people start migrating as soon as this process starts. And I think one more thing I want to add to this.
In summary, if you're hodling CRO token for the long term, then you want to get it onto the DeFi app and do your one-click delegation for 20% APY as an absolute minimum. Okay, it is the best place, or it will be the best place at the end of this month, to earn passive income on crypto.com. And I will be making a video all about this process and talking about how it actually goes when it happens and I get my first rewards and everything like that. So turn the notification bells on if you enjoyed this video. Like the video, guys, and subscribe to the channel as well. Okay, bringing you the raw crypto content, how it is.
There's going to be about 100 validators to begin with, right? And there are going to be millions of users, individual users, who delegate to the validator they select. Mm-hmm. And who is in the top of who is in the list of 100 validators that are active on the network is going to be determined by the amount of CRO staked, right, mm-hmm. and delegated to them, right? So this creates very powerful dynamics, and I think it's a very healthy setup for the network, and it will create a situation where essentially billions of dollars and millions of people are securing this network and keeping it decentralized and safe. So I think. It's a very well thought out design for the network.
Yeah, aligned incentives for sure.
Yes.
Okay, will the DeFi swap move from ETH to CRO chain?
Right, so definitely we are going to launch AMMs on the chain, right? We are evaluating different options what to do with this and how to play it. The way I see the role of our DeFi wallet is to kind of aggregate all the different what different projects have in terms of the value, like year and generating interest, swapping at best, right? Kind of like an aggregator role. So you have a single place where you can do everything on a single wallet with the best possible outcome. And for DeFi swap, we need to obviously it would be great if we can utilize our chain with its low fees and high speed and fast finality. But at the same time, we need to think about how are we going to take it from a small level of liquidity today to $1 billion, $2 billion, $5 billion liquidity on the AMM, right? So we're evaluating all kinds of options here.
Okay. So kind of a multi-pronged question. So what's the difference between crypto.com and crypto.org? And could you explain the governance around crypto.org chain? You mentioned previously that it's going to be fully decentralized. So what will crypto.com's role be?
Right. So what we are trying to do here is to take the best learnings from networks like Ethereum, what worked for them, and lessons from companies that are very good at executing well, and create a vibrant ecosystem with each of the parties responsible for different things, right? So the role of Crypto.com is to bring in the 100 million users through, great products, making it widely available, making it regulated, stable infrastructure, just basically global adoption play, right? And for Crypto.org chain, this is the development of the platform, the governance, even recommending funding for core developers or other projects, but being this steward of the chain. And for Practical B, I would compare it to, and by the way, the Crypto.org chain foundation is in the process of being set up, so that's coming soon. And for Practical B, you can think about it as consensus on Ethereum, right? A blockchain studio where first, tens and then eventually hundreds of projects are going to be bootstrapped, but built on chain to create all the tools that we need and new use cases and capturing new markets to just bootstrap this very vibrant ecosystem. So everybody has a different role, and as an ecosystem, I think this is going to be one of the most powerful ecosystems in the industry. You want to be decentralized, but you don't want to be disorganized. So I think that we have a huge opportunity here because there are people who are very good at decentralization, but don't move very quickly. And there are people who move very quickly, but they just don't understand the importance of being decentralized. So there is a sweet spot here that Crypto.com is uniquely positioned to occupy, and I'm super excited about it. In fact, this really mirrors our approach to regulation. We want to be regulated and fast. We want to be decentralized, and well organized and fast, and execute well, right? So there's a thread here, a certain theme of how we think about building things the right way.
It's the UK crypto.com.
So, will crypto.org mainnet solve high ETH gas fees?
She sounds Canadian.
Right, so if you look at transaction costs, right, we expect it to be at 0.001 CRO, right? This is the kind of cost that we're really going to see, right? And kind of like 1 second block time. So it's very fast finality, super low cost, right? And I think this solves it. Obviously, you start at a certain level of speed, 3,000-4,000, and then we're going to come up with solutions to scale it all the way to 1,000 and above. Is going to be as the size of the user base and ecosystem grows, we'll have to come up with new ways to optimize it. And we're going to work on it.
Okay. What are the requirements to set up a validator node, and can it still be done after the launch of the mainnet?
Oh yeah, no, of course. Everybody can do it. Anybody can do it. You can go to crypto.org and look for instructions on how to set up your node. You just set it up. There's we have fantastic infrastructure partners that are working with us to make it easy. There are manuals. You can hop on the Discord channel if you have a question. set it up, stake a CRO, get a few guys to delegate the booster ranking, and boom, you're off to the races. Anybody can do it.
Okay. What's the number of CRO requirement to stake to have a node? And then will there be a maximum node limit?
Right, so there's going to be about 100 validators to begin with, right? And the top 100 by CRO state or delegated are going to be validating transactions on the network, right? So there's no minimum. The market is going to set it in terms of who gets to run the top nodes.
Right.
And again, I think it's important to understand that in this setup, there'll be literally millions of people who can delegate, right? Because we have a very large global customer base, and they're going to download the DeFi wallet, and with a single tap, they can delegate their selected node, right? So even though there is just 100 validators to begin with, it's fully decentralized because there are millions of people who delegate, right? So it's a very powerful setup.
Okay. And why did
Hopefully they can increase the number of, actual nodes from 100 to, 1,000 and beyond eventually. I understand if they want to start out small, it's just going to be really easy to manage generally. But yeah, with the intention that they grow it, I think the important thing to remember is they're taking steps in the right direction, and you've also got that delegation, the one-click delegation as well.
Crypto.com choose the Cosmos ecosystem?
Right. I think the core tech is strong. You've got this is high-speed, low-cost functionality, quick block times, but there's also so much tooling that you can use. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to build it from scratch. There's a very strong ecosystem of developers, of people who build and improve the infrastructure. So we want to contribute to it. You can think about Ethereum, right? There's millions of dev hours that have been put into building the ecosystem, right? And they're so far ahead of anybody else, right? We think that with helping to grow the Cosmos, build on the Cosmos stack, we will be able to very rapidly provide improved experience to our users and do what we're good at, meaning bring in the next 90 million people into this ecosystem, right? And that's the priority here. We do not want to spend time to reinvent the wheel. We want to help to take this industry to the next level and collectively push the envelope. And I think this cooperative approach is also, this is in line with the spirit of decentralization, right? It shouldn't be just one company creating their own standard and forcing it upon everybody through just brute forcing it, right? This is not the way it should be.
I agree. Okay, so NFTs have been receiving a lot of attention lately.
NFTs, here we go.
They have a crypto.org mainnet. I'm a big fan, so.
On your Tina.
It's a perfect example, right, of this of how important this issue is needs to be itself, right? You've got people who have no idea about what is gas fee, right? They want to get this $500 unique NFT because they love the artist, right? It's they've been supporting them maybe for years through different ways, and they have very bad experience because they go and they spend more on gas fee than on the NFT is worth. Mm-hmm. And then end up the transaction fails because somebody sniped it, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just impossible to do. I mean, this is not how you get this market from 100 million people to 1 billion people, mm-hmm. right? So it's very important that we solve this urgently. Mm-hmm. I'm happy that the Mainet is coming in 1 month's time, so we can build NFT stuff on top of it and provide the kind of experience that, frankly speaking, everybody deserves.
Yeah, absolutely. So you mentioned, when we were talking about Cosmos, really the importance of interoperability as opposed to, creating your own standard. So how is crypto.org chain going to interact with other blockchains?
Yeah, I mean, the IBC stack is very powerful for that, right? So you have this freedom of movement between Ethereum and all the blockchains within the Cosmos ecosystem, right? So I think this is a problem that has been successfully solved, and we just need to implement it.
Okay. And a little nod to partnerships. Is the Ledger hardware wallet partnership in the works? And will the community be able to stake for the mainnet via Ledger?
Right. So we have a lot of partnerships, and some are announced, some are not announced yet. And we've been very fortunate. People support the blockchain from day one. And Ledger is a close partner of ours, so we will talk about it soon. On the delegation from Ledger, I think our first priority is to make sure that the experience is super simple through DeFi wallet. Mm-hmm. This is a non-custodial app. Here you control your funds, and you can just do it with a single tap. We want to make sure that everybody understands that this is just one tap, and you get the 20% APY, and it works, and the network is secure. And over time, there will be probably another 20 wallets that support this, right, including Ledger.
Okay. And will the crypto.org chain be used for launching new projects? I think you probably covered that, but let's just go into that.
Yeah, I mean, this is absolutely critical, right? There will be, in the next 2 years, there will be hundreds of projects launching on the chain. Some of them will be incubated by Particle B. Some of them will be, a products built by Crypto.com team and just using the chain as an infrastructure. And there's going to be a lot of projects that we invest in that are run by great founding teams around the world that will also build on-chain, because this gives them not only a powerful tech stack, but also the access to today 10 million plus users, but pretty soon 100 million users. So this is not something that any projects can ignore. Okay.
All right, so let's move on to some quick updates on some of our other products. So moving on to the exchange, what's the timeline for the exchange mobile app?
Right, it's still on track for March. So again, we're working hard to release it. And the exchange itself has been improving every single week. If you're a user today, I'm sure you're having a better experience in terms of speed, stability. I have a big push on the UX front. I'm super proud of the initial launch of the derivatives platform, because we built this entirely from scratch over a period of 6 to 9 months. We're a super advanced tech, extreme low latency, and even in these last couple of days there were huge spikes and whatnot, performed beautifully. So I think this has the potential to be literally the fastest exchange in the industry. After some tweaks, and we'll be quite rapidly adding.
Big call. Fastest exchange in the industry. I mean, look, the liquidity on crypto.com just isn't great, the exchange. They don't have a lot of coins. I don't expect them to necessarily, but it's a big call. I use Binance typically, but it would be great to see their exchange develop and come into some really nice fruition. But they need to get more coins in there, and they need to speed that process up.
New products to it and scaling it. It's in the first week, we're based we have hundreds of millions in volume. It's going to be billions soon. So I'm super excited about it. And of course, we will put it all into the app so that you guys can trade anywhere you are comfortably.
Awesome. Will the 20% APY for Mainnet staking apply to CRO staked on the exchange too?
No, this needs to be done on-chain, right? So for the time being, only through DeFi wallet. And also same applies to here card staking. We're keeping these things separate for now. If you want to
don't care where it comes from.
Get a 20% APY, you need to help validate the transaction to secure the network, either as a validator or by doing one tap on DeFi wallet.
Okay. And what's the timeline for making the exchange available in the US?
We're working hard on it. as you guys know, it's a complex environment over there, so we're working hard on it as soon as practical.
Okay. All right, let's move. We want to try and get to a few live questions as well. So we just had a couple more general questions for you on a few other products. So CryptoPay, will we be making that available through the DeFi wallet?
That's a very good idea, actually, and let me just bring it up with the team. I think that's where the future is, so we'll definitely look into it.
Okay, and what projects would you personally like to see built on crypto.org chain?
Okay, so there's a lot, right? So you need to, stable coins are the main required, right? So you need to have this. You need to give people the ability to issue assets on chain, so creating new assets on the chain, you need to have this. You need to have an AMM module so that people can build decentralized exchanges. NFT, obviously, super hot and very important from our point of view because it brings the next 100 million users in. So we're going to do that. You need to have lending and borrowing and tie it together with the exchanges, with the decentralized exchanges to have a vibrant ecosystem. And there's probably 5 to 10 use cases more, right? So essentially, you need to have everything, pretty much. And we will bootstrap this stuff super aggressively, and we will invest aggressively in other projects and bring them onto the chain to have, at least in the hundreds of projects within the next 2 years running on chain.
Okay. So we want to take a few live questions. Many of them posted on Facebook and YouTube chats. So I suggest we take a few now, and then we'll switch over to Clubhouse to finish those off on the live questions and cover the rest of the AMA from there. So the first live question that we've had is, do you have any pro or con differences between working from home and the regular office setting? So how's COVID been for you?
Right, so we started working from home as a company on January 25th last year. And since then, we grew our headcount about 3-4 times. So there's like, majority of the company has never been to the office.
Yep.
And in some areas of the company, we've seen incredibly improved efficiency. The productivity is going through the roof and whatnot. But it creates new challenges, right? How do you build a bond between your teammates and yourself, and how do you get up to speed on everything? And there's a lot of challenges here. And I think that definitely there is no coming back to 5 days a week at the office. The world has moved on. It has been proven that you can run a company efficiently remotely. But is this what we want? I don't think so. I think that there's a middle ground here somewhere where maybe you pop into the office twice a week and to see the people. We are social creatures, all of us, right? So this is an important part of having a fulfilling work life. It's seeing people. I personally miss brainstorming in front of a whiteboard with a team of people who are 10 times smarter than me. I miss it. So I'm looking forward to returning in some flexible form to kind of a balance between working from home, working from office. I think 3+2 maybe is a good number. I don't know. We'll figure this out. But definitely companies need to think about it, be very thoughtful about what is best for the business, for the employees, and how do you strengthen the culture that you want to build in this type of environment. There needs to be a lot of thought put into it, and we're definitely working on this.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you did enjoy the coverage of the Q1 2021 Crypto.com AMA today. Look, I think it was really bullish for Crypto.com on the most part. Everything they said, I think it's been the most enjoyable AMA. Look, it's really I guess the biggest takeaway for me was the fact that they were focusing a lot on their crypto.com chain, all right? The applications that they're going to have on there, the borrowing, the lending, all right? The 20% one-click delegation is going to make it so easy for users to get that one-click 20% APY for their CRO stake, all right? They're getting into the NFT space as well, all right? The token burn has already been announced as well, which is a really, really important thing. And just the transparency of where the tokens are kind of verified the fact that, you know, crypto.com is not going to become a security, because that was the fear of the token burn, that it was potentially going to be classed as a security somewhere down the line. Obviously I can't be sure, you know, but, you know, I do feel that they are very cautious in their approach on a global level, crypto.com, and they're doing things to slowly, accurately, correctly, and by the book. So if you have any questions at all, folks, make sure you do drop them down in the comment section below. If you like the video, most important of all, really does help the channel out. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and turn those notification bells on, and we'll be making some more crypto.com videos at the end of this month and for the rest of the year. So from wherever you're watching from in the world, hope you do have a blessed day, and we'll catch you in the next video. Cheers.